Hello and welcome to Dan's Dreamy Four Horsemen Raid Guide. This is going to cover the backside of the fight. And there's going to be four groups. So group 1, group 2, group 3, group 4. Each one of these groups has two players, a tank and a healer. That's it. Just a tank and a healer. Start of the fight, we're going to send group 1 to pick up Blamau and drag her to the corner. And we're going to send group 3 to pick up Zelik and drag him to this corner. Now, for the first two stacks of the fight, instead of having group 2 and 4 sit in the safe zone doing nothing, we're going to have group 2 and 4 help with Thane. You're just going to pump damage, do as much as you can. Now, once the second stack comes out on Thane, you are going to do, this is what you're going to do. Now, if you are group 4, you're going to relieve group 3. That's what these side numbers are. These are who you're relieving. Everyone's relieving somebody. So group 4, you're just going to be beeline straight to group 3 after the second stack. If you get to the safe spot and you notice the third mark has not come out yet, what you're going to do is you're just going to stagger a little bit, wait at the safe spot, third stack goes out, and you can go relieve. Generally, it's going to be out by the time you get to the safe spot. But for group 2 going to 1, this is a much shorter distance, and we don't want you to take an unnecessary stack. So group 2 going to 1, instead of going straight there after the second Thane stack, you're just going to go to the safe spot, third stack will go out, and then you'll head over there. So once that happens, you'll have group 4 here. You'll have group 2 here. 1 and 3 will be in the safe zone. Once they taunt off you, you just go to the safe zone. You'll get probably a fourth stack is what we're aiming for. We're aiming for you guys to take, on the third stack, you are being relieved, and then you get a fourth stack on the way out. Now, if we look at the little graph, we know that group 3 is going to relieve group 2, and we know that group 1 is going to relieve group 4. So we know where everyone's going. Now we're just waiting. 1 stack, 2 stack, 3 stack. The second that third stack comes out of the debuff, you're going to run and relieve. So group 1 goes there, group 3 goes here, and that's it. You just keep repeating. Now group 2. Now 3's there, 1's there, group 2 and 4 are in the safe zone. And you're going to wait here until group 3 and 1 get 3 stacks. It's very simple. All you do is you look at who you're relieving. Once the person you're relieving gets 3 stacks, you move in. Now, the fight gets tricky. Like, everyone can generally get this and keep it going for the first bit of the fight, no problem. But when the front side of the room starts showing up, that's when the backside goes nuts. They lose control. They don't know what's happening. You guys have to make sure that you continue this rotation no matter what. No matter what tank comes from the front and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna tank. I'm gonna pick up. I got Blamau. Doesn't matter. You keep your rotation. You don't ever stop this rotation. You just look at who you're supposed to relieve. So let's say during this, let's say you're at the second stack is on group 3, and group 4 is like, all right, I'm about to go in, and then Buddy here comes in and he goes, "Hey, I'm gonna take Blamau. I got Blamau next. I got Blamau next." Group 4. What generally happens is group 4 is like, all right, go ahead. Okay, and he goes. And then the rotation's off by 1 now. And then this tank fucks off later on. He gets his 3 stacks. He starts yelling for someone to relieve him. No one was assigned to relieve him up back there, and then shit just hits the fan, and then he runs back down here to get, because he's supposed to be at Mograine. Then he's not there. It's just it's a whole thing. Now, you could let him do it. You could just ignore him and let him run in on Blamau and start taunting and doing dumb shit. That's fine. But you still need to go with him. And you still have to keep the rotation going and just make sure the stacks are consistent. So that when you get 3 stacks, Group 1 knows to go in. If you guys stagger, then that staggers Group 1, and that staggers Group 2, and it's just a cascading effect. Healers, you guys really have to be careful and make sure you guys are moving in and out. If you're assigned with a tank and he's getting taunt resists, you really have to make sure that you stay alive. A lot of healers die in the back from just lingering around and taking too many stacks. Tanks die from healers lingering around and not rotating. So even if there's taunt resists, I'd like you guys to still move at 3 stacks. And leave your tank behind if you have to. Because the new healer should be coming in and he should be able to handle it. It's never too much damage. So let's say the third group, you're at 3 stacks. Group 4 comes in, taunt resist. You take a 4th stack. The healer from Group 3 needs to go here. Group 4 is there. Their healer's there with no stacks. He can heal through it. He's going to be fine. But you're going to fucking die. So you, from Group 3, the healer goes... Oh, whoops. That's not where you'd be going. But you just get the fuck out. And then the tank waits around. Finally, Group 4 taunts it off. The third tank takes a 5th stack, but he lives through it for sure. The problem is, as long as you're not tanking the boss, when you get a 3rd stack, you'll be fine. Or a 5th stack. The problem is when you're tanking the boss and you get a 5th stack, that's scary. That's when you want to shield wall. That's when you want to really go deep on consumes. Shadow prots. You should be using stone shields, but you can get away without using it. Just keep a shield on. And be ready to use shadow prots, if that's what you prefer. Either one's a good option. Either one will save you from death. Shadow Prot is probably the more... You can definitely do more work with a Shadow Prot. Because you can just stop yourself from getting one shot. Because if you're tanking the boss and you get a 5th mark with him whacking you, you could just get instantly killed. Unless you popped a Shadow Prot. What else did I want to cover? So you got the rotation going. It's pretty simple. You just go to the safe spot. Taunt resists, healers. You don't have to worry about that. Just keep your rotation going. Big thing on that is healers are dying a lot while doing this rotation. I don't know how it's possible. Just make sure the only people you are healing is yourself and your tank, and that is it. I don't care who shows up, what's going on. Your guys' rotation is all that matters. When the whole raid comes bombarding on your area and screaming and saying all kinds of shit, doesn't matter. Doesn't change anything that you're doing. You're keeping the rotation going. You guys are keeping each other alive. Tanks, when the tank is coming to relieve you, let's say Group 4 is coming to relieve Group 3. It's an ugly 3. They've all been pretty trash. Group 4 is coming to relieve Group 3. Now the Group 3 tank, what I like to do is refresh Demo Shout, throw a disarm on the mob right before the relieving tank gets to you. So right as group 4 gets to you, you disarm and demo shout, and you stop. Don't attack. If you attack as he taunts, if you get like a good bloodthirst crit and you big hit, you could just rip right off his taunt, and then you got a lot of problems. Because you can't leave, and you gotta wait for his taunt to come back up, or for him to pass you on threat. It's a disaster. So make sure you're not going deep when he's trying to taunt it off you. Other than that, that's it. You just keep the rotation going, keep healers. You gotta keep the tank alive, keep yourself alive. And that's the name of the game in the backside of the room. If you could do that, you pretty much have a kill. The Zerging Thane strat makes Mograine really easy. You can lose a lot of tanks on Mograine and still down the fight. So as long as the backside of the room is solid, you have no problems. This is a super easy fight if you can Zerg Thane and the backside solid. So figure it out, and it's an easy kill.